Hi again, everybody. This video is sponsored by a contribution from Anonymous, and this is what she wants you to know. Hello, Ollie. I sent this through Facebook originally. I just saw your video about sending it to email instead. I've struggled most of my life with severe social anxiety disorder to the point of mutism and generally not being able to function in any social situation. Mutism is basically where you just can't talk in front of people. You shut down. My father is a narcissist. His verbal and emotional abuse still carry on to this day, which is probably where your mutism comes from. Because when you're verbally and emotionally abused, you don't want to talk and you're waiting to be ridiculed, and it's that fear of being put on trial. So if he's emotionally and verbally abusive, you can pretty much trace back your mutism to him. I made the mistake of allowing him to pay for my wedding last year. He did nothing but cut me down the whole time, calling me fat, making jokes about my severe shyness, even got up and walked out of the reception after family members had coaxed me into asking him to dance. I sat and cried on what should have been the happiest day of my life, which is what his intent was all along. And this is what I said. This is what Normus did to me. Publicly embarrass you, make fun of you, have fun at your expense, and it goes right to your wedding. Right to your wedding. You know, what happened to us at our wedding, you know, my father took out my ex-father-in-law when they met at their house and said, you know, this wedding was about them. They shouldn't have to pay for anything. My father-in-law at the time agreed. You know, my father-in-law agreed to pay for, you know, the wedding, the cake, and all my father was going to pay for was they were going to do a shower, the bridal shower, and pay for the limos. And of course, that got screwed up. And then they were making decisions about seating arrangements. And, you know, when it came down to it, when it came time to pay for the limo, my father backed out and said, "Oh, well, we're giving you a big wedding gift," which we never really saw. They said they were giving us like $5,000 or $10,000. I don't remember exactly what the amount was, but it's money we never saw. So you have to pay for your own limo. So we paid for the limo, right? I went out, I found a limo company, I found a nice Rolls Royce, thing was beautiful, right? But the pictures ran over at the park, and then it was going to go into overtime, which they didn't tell me originally. So we're there, and he's like, well, we're going to need another $100 because it went over by an hour or whatever it was. I had no money on me. I didn't have my credit cards on. Like, this is my wedding. I'm finding this out after my wedding. You know, after we just got married, after pictures were taken, and now it's going to run into some kind of overtime. So luckily my ex-wife got out and she saw her dad and she's like, do you have a credit card? And he's like, why? It's like, for the limo. And the look on his face, and I just like, look, I'm sorry, because he was so fucking mad. So he whipped out his credit card, took care of it, because I didn't have it on. It's my wedding day. I'm not carrying a wallet. She's not carrying a purse. We're like kind of screwed. But that's the level of shit that the narcissist will do on your wedding day and fuck you over. My brother is just like him in many ways. I don't want to go into detail about everything. I just need help coping. I recently made the decision to go no contact. I feel it is my only hope of getting better. My eyes have been opened to the fact that they don't and possibly never have loved me at all. While I know I should be angry, I keep having feelings of guilt, shame, and so much anxiety that I just pace around the house all night, unable to sleep. My mind won't stop racing. I fear that my dad will show up at my house eventually. I've never been able to stand up to him. I feel like I'm trapped, not only by them, but by my own mind as well. Is there any way I could deal with this without going into a downward spiral? I'm afraid of my anxiety and depression will inevitably lead me either back to them and or to suicide. I'm trying to stay strong, but I know it's only going to get harder once they realize what I'm doing. Please help. Thank you for all your videos, your time, your compassion to help others. Best wishes to you and your wife as you continue your journey toward recovery. Well, thank you for your contribution and thank you for your story. You're married now. You're not in this alone. And the problem a lot of us have is Even when we get married, we still feel alone. We never get past that feeling of being alone and left out, and the chance of being cast aside. That's where your anxiety is coming from, because you feel like you're not getting support. Now, you didn't mention anything about your husband, but you need to go no contact. That's clear. That's clear. Just based on what he did at the wedding, and you're the brother, and it's clear you need to be no contact, without question. Okay, but you have a husband, and you need to make it, you need to talk to him and say, look, I want these people out of my life permanently. Okay, but I need your support. I need your support. I need you to be my voice, because I can't. This has been a problem throughout my life with the mutism. They get me to a point where I can't talk, I can't think, I'm trapped in my own head, and I need some help. I can't have this feeling of being alone. And your husband needs to stand up for you in case he shows up. If he shows up at your house and your husband's not there, don't talk to him. Call the police. It might even be worth it to have your husband contact your father and say, she wants nothing to do with you, neither do I. Stay away from me, stay away from my wife, stay away from our house, stay away from our life. You're not welcome here. You're not welcome here. But you're going to have to be prepared for, the gaslighting, and for the bad mouthing that's going to then go on with the father, blaming him, blaming you, saying you are a bad person. None of it is true. Look, if you're watching my channel long enough, or other channels like it, you need to look at your father now and his tactics as just typical tactics of narcissistic abuse. And as you're no contact, and as you stay no contact longer and longer, as your father would try these tactics, you're going to be able to recognize them more clearly and more readily. And you're going to see your father's not anything special. He doesn't have some kind of magical power. He's not funny. He doesn't convince everybody. He's just a narcissist using the same narcissistic tactics that every other story I've read on my channel uses. But you need to build a support base with your new husband of new friends, okay? And using your husband as your support. Let him be your voice. Let your friends know what you're going through. Say, I gotta have these people out of my life because it's killing me. It's killing me to the point where I'm thinking about suicide. And whatever you do, do not take your own life. If for no other reason, then what do you think would happen if you actually killed yourself? How do you think your family would react to that? Gain pity out of it? Garner sympathy? Blame you? Say you were always crazy? Say you're not around anymore? And then killing yourself over the narcissist is giving them power. It's that simple. Because then they can control whatever narrative they want going forward. They could say whatever they want about you, and it could back up whatever bad mouthing they've already done to their flying monkey army and their army of enablers. You're giving him all the power. You're taking the power now by going no contact. The wedding is over. It's done. But never forget what he did there. Use that as your go-to moment of why you're no contact. On your most special of days, he went out of his way to ruin it for you and do the same things he's done to you your entire life. Publicly humiliate you, make fun of you, second guess yourself. That's why you had the mutism. That's why you had so much social anxiety, for that reason. And it continued right up until your wedding day. He needs to go. Your whole family needs to go. But your husband needs to be your support. He needs to be your advocate. He needs to be your protection. Okay? Because when a family realizes, okay, with somebody who's been abused like you, and like me, and like a lot of us, when they realize that you're not alone, that you have support yourself, that's when they really lose it. Shit, that's what phone call with narcissistic mother's about. That's what her screaming about my wife, whore is about. This wife stood up to my mother. The last one couldn't, didn't. For her own reasons. That changes everything. When you have a basis of support, it changes everything when you go no contact. It lets them know they have more than one person to worry about. Your husband needs to stand up to him for you, because that's what marriage is supposed to be about. Better or worse, sickness or in health, you don't let your wife be abused by anybody, let alone abusers that have been abusing you your entire life. So thank you for your contribution and for your question. I know this is a tough situation. I appreciate it. But remember, killing yourself over narcissistic abuse only benefits the narcissists themselves. Never, ever do it. You should never kill yourself regardless for any reason. But over that, you're just putting a cherry on their legacy of narcissism. And they can control whatever they want from here on out. So I hope that helps. Thank you again. Thank you everybody for watching. Please leave your opinions or any advice you have in the comment section below. And if you would like your story read on the channel, you guys know what to do with the PayPal link. I will get it right out to you. This is Ollie Matthews. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon. Bye.